have a 200 millimeter reinforced concrete wall, and the reinforcement is shown to me in there through a diagrammatic set. I also have a 60 millimeter cavity, and we have cavity ties joining the 200 cavity wall with the 110 inner brief skin shown. I'll have a look at the top. I have a first floor, I have a slab, meaning that we will be dealing with formwork. With formwork for that slab, I have a cavity over here. Cavity over here, and I see a slab going over. It means that we will have to deal with something over. I have a 200 millimeter reinforced concrete wall, and the reinforcement is shown to me in there through a diagrammatic sketch. I also have a 60 millimeter cavity, and we have cavity ties joining the 200 cavity wall with the 110 inner brick skin shown. I'll have a look at the top. I have a first floor, I have a slab, meaning that we will be dealing with formwork. With formwork for that slab, I have a cavity over here. Cavity over here, and I see a slab going over. It means that we will have to deal with something over there in that area there, where we will need to ensure that there is permanent formwork. I have a basement floor. It's not reinforced. It is the same strength as my footing as well as my blinding. I then also have a reinforced concrete floor at the bottom of the basement that is fixed and tied to my basement wall. And as a concrete strength, it's the same as that. 1:2:4, 1:2:4. Now, one thing that is significant, and I always tell you guys this, it is to have a look at the drawing, at what it is that we are measuring. When I look at what it is that we are measuring, I notice that there is no concrete strength given to that slab at the top. But the mere fact that that slab is reinforced, because without it being reinforced, if it is not reinforced, this slab will just fall down because there's no support for it. But if I look at my concrete wall and my concrete floor that is reinforced, I will then immediately make the assumption that the concrete strength will be the same for the slab as that of the wall and the floor at the bottom. Those are the assumptions that you make in this regard. So that when we deal with this, it is important then that we find things that we can identify first and foremost of the drawing, things that we can identify before we go and we do anything, before we start measuring. But that being said, we need to get going with this, and if we now go and we need to measure this, we need to clear the site of where we are. To clear the site of where we are, and in the clearing of the site, In the clearing of the site, you can see here that we clear the site, and in clearing of the site, we add, because this is not a multi-story dwelling, clear and we go out to the outside. We have the 6m300 that we've already calculated. We find on the drawing. We have the 5 2x500. Someone saying something? 2x500, and we then add 1m500. We said when we clear the site, we add 1m500 on either side of our drawing. So we have our clearance of the site of 10m300 by 7m900. Straightforward, we do that. So site works, we do that in there, and we then close that, and we say end of site works, and I then move to my next page. You notice that I'm including my page preparation. I'm ensuring that I stick to the general rules that we apply when we measure this. Stick to those rules. Also go through. Now do my collects. In doing my collects, start from the top down, making my way down, starting from my 220 brick wall that is given to me on the drawing, and I will measure this. I'll measure this. It's a pity. I try to get this machine over here on there so that I can show it, but I battled. I'm not as advanced. I'm going to get that the next time we do meet up. I'll have that so I can work with that as well. We have our 6 meter 300 plus the 500 gives me 7 meter 300, and that you will have that times 2, and that takes care of the horizontal sections that we need. You're looking at the vertical, it'll be my 3 meter 900 plus my meters 4 meter 900 times 2. That gives us the gross center line, and the gross center line of 24,400, and that gross center line of 24,400, guys, would be over here. As you can see, where it is included in here, the gross center line of 24,400, that is where we will have that appear for us. The gross center line, and that gross center line we will work with most of our calculations in our collects. Moving forward, we know that this building has got 4 corners, and that we've over measured, and we need to be in the center of this wall, of this 500 thick wall, and we need to know of the 220 thick wall, my apologies, and we have that 220 times half. We need to be in the center times half of that times 2, with 2 corners meeting, and then times 4 for the 4 corners, and we deduct 880 from there, and that gives us then a center line of 23,520. That 23,520 would be there. We would use that for the 220 wall only. The center line for that would not be the same for any of the others as we make our way through. We have a look at, we move below the DPC that we have there. You look at the DPC, below the DPC, we have the 110 brick wall. And that 110 brick wall lining would then that gets cast against the tanking, and I look at my height. Is the height of my wall in the superstructure, I think it was given to us as 3 meters high. And when we have a look at that, at my wall in my tanking, my wall that's lined up against my tanking, I look at, I say it's 2 meter 900, and at the bottom there, I indicate just how we arrive at the 2 meter 990. So 2 meter 500 plus the 125 at the top. The 125 would be the thickness of a wall, of not my wall, of my slab. Thickness of my slab. I don't like talking like this. I need to see the drawing in front of me. I talk like that. Okay. It'll be my. If you have a look at, it is from below my DPC, so it's my 2 meter 500. Then I have the 125 of the slab. I then have the 20 millimeter of the grano at the bottom. I have the 100 millimeter of my concrete surface bed. I have the 75 millimeter of my bricks on flat. So you all understand about brick on edge, brick on flat. That would be the bricks on flat, not on edge. I have the 150 for my concrete at the bottom, and I would have 20 millimeter for my grout just below that. And in total, if I add that up, it gives me a height that I can see 2 meter 900 that runs from the top of my blinding to the underside of my DPC. Again, for my center line, the 24,400 that I mentioned earlier. The 24,400 would then be, we need to now arrive to the center of that wall. We need to get to the center of that wall. And in order to get to the center of that wall, it will be my gross center line of 24,400 on the outer side here, and then it would be my 110 wall. So I need to get to the center times half. Because we have 2 walls meeting, times 2, and then times 4 for my 4 corners. So I'll be deducting 440 millimeters from there, and that gives me a center line of 23.96. Are there any questions thus far? Are we all still with me? You can type on the on your right hand side. You can type there to say yes, sir, I'm here, or I'm not, whatever. Right? You guys guys, if you're with me. I see a question there. This lecture, I will see the recording. If Avele will send the recording to me, I will load this recording onto Avele. I will load this recording onto Moodle. Yes. Okay. So that you can listen to it, so that we can get to whatever there is. Avele, if you can forward this. If you can forward this recording to me, then I can upload this onto Moodle for everybody. Okay, so if you guys are with me with how we're arriving at the center lines, the two center lines that I've just dealt with, feel free to just type on the side here. So I'm with you, or whatever. Or you also have the freedom, as I said, you have got my cell phone number. Send me a WhatsApp. You have got my email address. Send me an email. If you want to call me, you're also welcome to call me too. I will respond. I will respond to anybody who has questions. I will just not. I must apologize that for my stuttering and all of that going through here. As I said, this is for you to me. But be that as it may, as we move on, we've now done the center line for my 110 brick scheme. And now I know you guys know that the standard system tells us that we do not do the center line for anything that is less than 5 millimeters thick. Remember that. We don't do anything we don't do a center line for anything less than 5 millimeters thick. That will be disregarded. So above 5 millimeters, we need to look at the line for that. Now, the next one that I would be looking at, what is on the inside of my when I look at what's on the inside of my 110 brick skin, I have my 20 millimeter grout on the inside of my 110 brick skin. So I now need to find the center line for this 20 millimeter grout that is on here. I need to find the center line for that. Again, I will go back to the outside to my gross center line. I also need to get the height for that. So 20 millimeter grout, and now I say here it's 29709. Where do I find that? I take the 2990 that I've calculated here. I take the 2990 and I just deduct the 20 millimeter thickness of my grout. I take the 20 millimeter thickness of my grout. Now, but you might say to me, but sir, the shows that the vertical grout goes all the way down. Yes, it shows that. But I know I always say that I'm not concerned with how the contractor is going to do this. Excuse me, I'm not concerned about how the contractor is going to do this. But in this instance, if I think of how the contractor will do this, he will do the horizontal, in all probability will do the horizontal first. And I just want us to not forget about the dimensions. So I take my horizontal through, so I deduct the 20 millimeter thickness of my, from my height of 2990 in order to arrive at my 2970. As you can see on the calculation that I've shown, I've made a little sketch over here. Made a little sketch to show just exactly where I get that from. I made a little sketch over there. My 2992 would be from there. Just take that and I just deduct 20 millimeter from that, from the 2990. So that is where I get my 2970. So it'll be my 24400 again. And now deduct, I need to get to the center of this 20 millimeter grout. This 20 millimeter grout. I need to get to the center of that 20 millimeter grout. So what do? I take 110, that will be on the inside here. 110 from here, I deduct my 110 from my gross center line, and I now need to be in the center of that 20. And I need to be in the center of that 20. So I take the 110, deduct the 110, and I deduct half of the 20 millimeter for my for my grout. My answer then becomes 120 millimeter. I now do not, unlike the previous example where I said half of my 110 brick wall times 2 times 4, I now already have deducted, I am in the center of my 20 millimeter grout already. I'm in the center of my 20 millimeter grout. So what I need to now deduct from there, I need to arrive at the center line for my grout is the 120 that I have, 110 plus half of the 20 gives me 120. So times 2 times 4. There is no times half. Because if I go times half over here, I will now be distorting the center line, because if I have add the half to that, I will under measure what that center line should. Because I've already done that in the previous section where I said 20 times half, knowing that I am already in the center of my 20 millimeter graph. So it will be the 120 times 2 times 4 gives me a deduction of 960 and the center line of 23440. Are there any questions with what I've done over there? No questions.
Sir,
Yes.
Can you please move the paper up so that we can see, because now I'm looking at collect A, so I just want to look for collect B, and yeah, it just shows yes, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
No, yes, yes.
You see everything there?
Yes, up to 23960.
Yes, 23960. You see that over there, Cincinnati?
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay, you can see there's a 2990 that we've calculated, and then I worked with that same 2990 over here, that same 2990, and I deducted the 20 millimeter of the grout over there, and that's how I arrived at 2970.
Okay, yes, I can see.
Got that? Okay. Right. So this is any other questions here, guys? Okay, nothing. We're good. Okay. Now, we're sitting here with the next, on the inside of this grout, we will now have our asphalt tanking, our sheet asphalt tanking. We are not given the thickness of this. But the thickness, we're not given the thickness, we assume that this thickness would be negligible, and I would be working with a millimeter or 2 millimeters thick. Because if this thickness was significant, we would have been given the thickness thereof. But with us not being given the thickness over here, I will then go in and assume that the thickness is less than 5 millimeters. And if that thickness is less than 5 millimeters, and I will then go and I work in, and my height will be the same. That of my sheet asphalt tanking, my height will be the same. And again, I work with that gross center line. You see how important it is to have this gross center line as to ensure that what we have there, because that is the benchmark from which we will be working with nearly all our dimensions. If I go and I take my gross center line 2400, and now deduct, remember my previous deduction, I had 110 minus half of the 20. Now, because my asphalt tanking does not exceed 5 millimeters, and I will not be determining any center line over here, I will be working straight off. I will be working straight off with my on the inside of my 20 millimeter grout. It's a 110 plus 20. It gives me 130, and that 130, I'll just go back to the drawing. That 130 will take us back, guys, to the inside over there. Take us to the inside over there. Can we all see where the cursor is moving? It'll take us back to the inside over there. The previous one took us to the center of my graph, but we need to be on the inside of that graph. So when I go back, it will now be 130 millimeters times 2 times my 4 to determine how much needs to be deducted from my gross center line of 2400. 400. So that gives me a 23,360 that is different. And if you go and you take that 23,440 that we've had there, you then take the 23,440 and you say 10, which is the difference between that there, times 2 times 4, and you deduct that from this, you would arrive at the 360 over there for the center line for my asphalt tank. That is how we arrive there. My next one that I see is my 200 millimeter thick concrete in a strength of 1:2:4. The size is 200 by 2 meter 820, I say to you. Now, to arrive at the 2 meter, to determine the 2820, you will notice that I will have this over here every time whereby I would I'll show how I arrive at that height that we have. 2 meter 500 that is given. That's the height that is given. The 125, which is the slab thickness. The 20 millimeter, which is my grano at the bottom. The 100 millimeter, which is my surface bed. And the 75 millimeter is the thickness of my brick on flat. If I look at my drawing, I'm going to go back to again those dimensions. If you have a look at those dimensions there, go back to my drawing. My drawing would show me that the slab goes, my wall goes from the top, 20, 100, 75. That is to where my wall, my concrete, reinforced concrete wall goes. And that is where that height of 2820 is derived from. 2820. So from my gross center line again, from my gross center line, I will then work with, and I'll go out to the back. My 110, I'll add my full 20, and I need to be in the center of the 200 concrete wall. So that will be 100. Half times that will be 110 plus 20 plus another 100 gives me 230. And to arrive at that center line, it will be the 230 multiplied by 2 and multiplied by 4. My reduction is 1,840. Everybody with me as to how we arrive at that 1,840? Again, please feel free. You guys know the drill. Please feel free to contact you. Hello, yes.
You just go over it one more time quickly.
Okay, Tristan, you want to go over how I arrive at the 1,840?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to show this. Remember what these dimensions are here. I'm going to go back to the drawing and show exactly how I get to that 1,840 and how I need to arrive at that. Right. We know that my center line is 24,400. I need to be in the center of this concrete wall. Okay. I go. Yes, Tristan.
Yeah, it was just taking a while to get to the drawing.
Okay. I apologize. Okay. Right. We take our gross center line, 24,400, where the cursor is. Right? I deduct the 110. I deduct 20. Now I need to be in the center of this 200 thick wall. This 200 thick wall. I need to be in the center of this 200 thick wall. So I say 110 plus 20 plus half of 200, which is 100. So it's 100 plus 20, 120 plus 110 is 230. Okay? And with that then, you now still notice that I'm not saying whatever my total is times half times 2 times 4. But I'm saying the half of that 200, which is 100, plus 20, plus the 110 gives me the 230. And in order for me to arrive at that center line over there, away from the outer side here, I'll then say my 24,400 minus 230 times 2 times 4. That gives me the 1,380. 1840, my apologies, 1840, and then a center line of 22,560. Right. At 22,560. Everybody with. Say, guys, type your messages. Remember, you type your messages here. I can always respond. If you have any queries, type the message in here. I can respond to those. I can always respond, and I can put those responses on MS Teams here, or I can put them onto onto. I'm not sure. I think I can put them onto Moodle as well. Everybody with okay. You do have my workings with you, so you can make your notes and you can follow up. You can follow up on there and then have your questions for me at a later stage. The next one, when I look at this, is of course my 110 brick wall, my basement. Notice that I'm skipping. What did I skip here? I skipped the cavity. There's no need for me to measure the cavity because the cavity is on the inside of my concrete wall. So I have a 110 brick wall in the basement, which is 2,520 high. But the drawing shows 2,500 m. This left corner here. In this corner here, I show how I arrive at that 2,520. It is 2,500 plus the 20 millimeter thickness of the grout, and that gives me 2,520. That's the height of my wall on the inside. I'll go from my row center line again. Very important, I'll go from that row center line, and in that row center line, I'll then say, I'm going to deduct. I've got a 110 brick wall. I've got my 20 millimeter for my grout. I've got the 200 of my concrete wall. I've got the 60 millimeter for my cavity. I now need to take the cavity into account because I need to arrive at center for my 110 brick wall, which is the next one, and I need to arrive. I could have written there 55, but if I had written 55, you'd not have known that that was taken from the center of my 110 brick wall. So that is 55, and if I add all of those, it comes to 445 times 2, and then times 4. It gives me 3,560 as my deduction, and my center line for my 110 brick wall in that basement then is 20.84 or 2840 millimeters. Right. I think we're getting the hang of it because I think we're knowing where we are going with it. I then go to make my way down to my concrete footing. Again, the strength is given to as 136, and my size is 700 by 225. 225, why 225? If you go back to my drawing, I'll notice that on my drawing that it shows 300. But we said previously, the concrete strength for my blinding and for my footing is the same. So I will measure my blinding all the way through and work with that concrete footing only at the bottom there. That is 700 by 225 as the thickness for my blinding is at 75. With that being given 75, 300 minus 75 gives me 700 by 225 as dimension for my footing. My footing is then 225 thick again from my center line. Now, the difference here is there I show how I've arrived at that 225. The difference here is I do not have to deduct, unlike previous sections, I do not have to deduct anything off here. I just need to go 700, the width of my footing, times half, times 2, times 4, as I need to be in the center of my footing. I need to be in the center of my footing, and that gives me a center line of 21,600. 21,600, and then my excavation would have the same center line, the same dimensions, 700 by 25 and 21,600. That will be the end of my collection. I'm going to stop this lecture here at the end of this collects. And I would love now for you guys to please voice any concerns that you have and speak with me. Please see me as, can I use it, a go-between between the institution and yourself. We can find ways of working. Anybody want to ask me any questions, either on the work or on what it is that we are doing at this present moment? I
Sir,
heard someone.
why do you times by 4 times 2 again?
Over here?
Yeah, just on all the collects, times by 4 times 2. Why did you do that again? Unlike by C and E and D.
Okay. Remember, Tristan, in first year you were told that all buildings have 4 corners.
Yeah.
All buildings have 4 corners, and with them having 4 corners, also that at one corner, two walls or two entities meet at one corner.
Yeah.
That is, in the half is to be in the center of wall or that excavation or that concrete, and 2 is because two sections meet at one corner, and 4 corners that each building has. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Rocker?
Yeah. And then
Anybody?
at D,
Oh,
sir.
D?
Sorry. I mean at E, so how did you get, when you plus the stuff on 2500, where does the 125 and 20 come from?
125 is, do you have your drawing in front of you?
Yes, sir.
125 is the slab thickness at the top.
Yeah.
And the 20 is the thickness of the grano at the bottom.
And the 100 is?
The 100 is the surface bed. There's the 20.
25 is
75.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Work related? And then we can move over to questions that you guys might have for me. No one want to ask, no one has any concerns, particularly concerning data. Okay, as that Lebohang, I saw I saw your mic on. Who's that speaking now?
Yes, Lebohang, sir.
Yes, Lebohang. Okay.
Can you just go through the deduction part, sir, and see? That's why
And see. Okay. This deduction part. You see on the drawing?
Yes,
There'll be a blue block.
Okay.
Okay. I said that we have the 110 wall on the inside. We have our gross center line minus the 110 wall. And we want to be in the center of that 20. You can switch your mic off again, we're getting feedback. And you then switch that off, and you get a 110 wall minus 10. I'm sorry, 110 plus 10, because we want to be in the center of that 20 millimeter crowd. 20 millimeter crowd. And then that gives me 120. Now we need to multiply 2 again, as I said,